Hi guys, this is Brendan. I'm looking for some help with my X68000. I'm having a couple issues ever since I put in a memory upgrade. So what I have here is the Super HD with the Aztec Monster CF card adapter, and this is running the version 4 hard drive image with the Service Pack 1 installed. So recently I installed an XM10 memory card with 10 megabytes of memory, which is very cool if it works properly. And I think it's working, but it's not working perfect yet. So let me show you what's going on. There's a couple things I want to show you that are going wrong. So the first thing I've noticed is that when I go into Switch, I've set the memory to be all 12 megabytes, and I'm getting some screwy things when I boot the computer up, which in a second I'll reset it and show you what's going on. So I figured just in the meantime I would set it back to my original 2 megabytes. But when I did that, I noticed that Switch won't let me even save and exit anymore. So I'll get to this, and I'm assuming this is saying, yes, no, do you want to save? Which is what I did earlier to set it to 12 megabytes. But when I push Y, it just doesn't do anything anymore. Now, maybe an hour ago, I was able to push yes to save it as 12 megabytes, which it did save, but now I can't seem to save it anymore. So, not sure what's going on there. The only way I can get it, and also I can't even hit no. The only way I can get out of Switch is to hit escape, and then hit enter after I hit escape without hitting the save button. So that's a problem. Another issue I'm having is I tried to install Service Pack 2, which really isn't related to RAM, but I'm having problems with that. I'm on the NFG forums here, and it says type LHA space X space dash C HDD V4 SP2. So I'll come out here and hit X, and I'll type that. LHA space X space dash dash C HDD V4 SP2. Okay. So just anyone out there, if they can tell me if I'm typing the right thing there, just let me know. But when I push that, I get associated program not found. If I try to extract this file, I get an address error has occurred, and it looks like some sort of RAM address. And if I abort, it just keeps. I have to abort a couple times, and then it'll go back. Let me reboot the system and show you what I'm getting when I boot up. So that extraction is a problem. I don't know if that's RAM related. I've had some problems like that before putting the XM10 in. But so when the system boots up, it'll do its normal thing, but then it'll give me this white box. Now, I wasn't getting this before I put the XM10 in. It would just boot up normally. So I'll get a little A, 2, and a colon in parentheses there. If I hit A, the box will go blue. Sometimes I have to hit A several times. I'll see a little bus error message pop up and then disappear real quick, and then it'll go, and then it'll boot up. But now for the games, I can play almost all the games in Games 1. I can play some of the games in Games 2, but some of them don't boot at all, and the games in Games 3 don't work at all. Now, my understanding is that Games 3 requires, I think, 4 megabytes of RAM. The system has 12 megabytes, but none of these games work, so I have some sort of RAM problem. Don't know if this free memory indicator is accurate. I thought I read somewhere that the OS takes about 2 megabytes of RAM, so that would seem right, but again, not 100% sure on that. So To give you an example, one of the games that gets moved around to one of these lower tier folders when I installed the Service Pack 1 was Phalanx. So let's boot this up. And this game doesn't work. I get all sorts of weird errors. And there's a bunch of games where I'll get this sort of thing, or a bus error occurred, or a address error. So, I'm looking for a direction as to what's going on with the RAM here. Now, there's still plenty of games that work. I have an external MIDI card, and that works with 2 different modules. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that's working, and then there's a bunch of stuff here that's not working. Also, if anyone can point me in the right direction, I'm a bit of a newbie with this thing. I don't know how to get back into the OS from an error screen like this, or even when I'm running a game. I've just been resetting the system. And if someone could tell me if that's the proper etiquette, if you will, to get back to the OS, I would appreciate that, because I don't know if constantly resetting the system is bad for it. I haven't had it long, so if that's not the way it's done, I don't think I've done damage. But again, these sort of a lot of these RAM errors really have just occurred since I got the XSIM in there. But even before that, there were plenty of games in that Games 2 folder that weren't loading, with various kind of RAM errors and bus errors and address not found errors and those kind of things. So, then there's some in here that do. I'm pretty sure Castlevania is working fine. I haven't tested it since the Service Pack, so let's make sure that that's still working. So yeah, asking for our MIDI selection here. Let's just go with the FM synth. Okay, so this seems to be working, but a lot of the other games aren't, so I think I have some sort of RAM problem. Anyway, I think that's all the info I can really shoot in the video. I'm going to post a picture of the SIM 10. Oh, that's looking great. Good. Okay. That's well done. So, it looks like maybe Castlevania isn't working perfect. Let's take a look. It's looking pretty good now. Okay, this looks right. That Konami logo was a little scary, but it looks like it's playing right. But I'm going to post a thread on NFG Games with a picture of my XM10 and the dip switch settings. So maybe it's a problem with that. And again, really, any info I can get out there on these issues, really appreciated. Relatively new to this. I've been learning a lot the last few months, and it's been a lot of fun, but definitely some obstacles. So I hope some of you guys out there can help me out, and hopefully in a year's time I'll be able to help the next guy out with his X68000 setup. So anyway, thanks for watching. Anyone that can help me, really appreciate it, and feel free to get in touch with any way you can. Thanks a lot.